The Citadel, the Combine's administrative hub in City 17,
in the citadel so thoughtfully provided by our benefactors,
was constructed through vaguely normal means, as seen in the early maps of Half-Life Alyx.
Combine architecture tends to be abstract in scale and form, so we included some familiar visual cliches of human construction: the large external scaffolds, some distinction of floor levels, rows of small lights, and the tidying of the silhouette into more structured vertical elements, try and strike a balance between capturing the alien nature of the Citadel whilst grounding its construction in enough familiarity to better understand its size and state.
While this construction is fully completed and the building is in full use by the time of Half-Life 2, we sort of know how long it took to get to the point it did in Half-Life Alyx. In the game's first map, inside the room with the snark is a whiteboard. Here we see that Alyx has been tracking the progress of the construction efforts. Overall, it took roughly 7 to 8 months to get to this point, between April and November of that year. The spine for the building first appeared in the city with a vast storm system above it in April. Then by June, scaffolding and cabling appeared on the building. And finally, by November, the reactor, possibly the one from Episode 1, begins to come online. With Half-Life 2, we get the interesting opportunity to analyze and compare in detail two pre-release demos, and its retail counterpart. At E3 2002, to cap off a demo mostly focused on the Striders during the Uprising, the player meets up with Alyx, before encountering a brand new enemy named the Hydra. Here's that map in Hammer, including what's in various out-of-sight areas. The map, named E3 Strider, would receive some editing after E3, including removing the Hydra encounter entirely. The next year at E3 2003, a demo set in City 17's underground was shown, where the player meets with Alyx before again encountering the Hydra. Note the differences in her design, as well as the difference in actress, with Merle Dandridge voicing Alyx here.
There you are. I wondered what was keeping you. Hope you didn't have any trouble finding me.
The Hydra portion of the map is almost the exact same as the 2002 version, except the latter leads to nothing in this case. The rest of the map mostly made it into the retail game, minus meeting Alyx and the Hydra. While a soldier doesn't climb down a ladder, some do rappel down. After Episode 2's end in 2007, Valve would make roughly 6 other attempts to return to the Half-Life brand. The 6th would become Half-Life Alyx, but we do know of others. One of these projects we know about is what was internally dubbed Half-Life 3. We know this thanks to the final hours of Half-Life Alyx. This Half-Life 3 was developed over a year between 2013 and 2014 in Source 2, and was inspired by Left 4 Dead. Part of the development involved porting dozens of Half-Life 2 assets to Source 2. The main gameplay focus was to use proceduralism to generate skirmishes between more handcrafted beats, in a similar vein to how the director in Left 4 Dead works. The example Valve developer David Spayer used was that the game would pick a building in a level that would be boarded up and had only one route in. A prisoner or hostage would be placed inside, and enemies would populate the interior. The player's goal was to get in, with each version of this prisoner gameplay type being different. At the same time, Valve was developing something internally dubbed Left 4 Dead 3, and an RPG. This Left 4 Dead 3 was to be an open-world game with some sort of base or hub area. It was to be set in Morocco and featured hundreds of zombies. As Source 2 at this time was extremely unstable, all of these projects were cancelled to help work on the engine. With the engine eventually stabilized, several Source 2 projects would go on to be developed and completed, including Half-Life Alyx. Thanks to Half-Life 2's 20th anniversary documentary, we have the ability to see numerous pieces of concept art from the episodes, including Episode 3. During its development, dozens of pieces of concept art were created. One idea that repeats throughout this art is that of a ship graveyard. It appears that the Combine were gathering large ocean-going vessels and breaking them down in the Arctic. This includes submarines, and the absolutely massive super aircraft carriers. For a sense of scale, all US supercarriers since the 1950s have consistently hovered around 1,000 feet in length, or around 300 meters in metric. This ship graveyard would be a good in-universe explanation for why we only see tugboats and trawlers stranded on the shores of the coast in retail, rather than any large vessel even at massive docks. It's because a huge amount of them have been towed to the Arctic. The Master Chief and Sergeant Johnson have been on a few missions with one another. The earliest of which was Operation Soundstorm in 2526, at the beginning of the Human Covenant War, which is detailed in the book Halo Soundstorm. But they were part of a mission together right before Halo Combat Evolved, or its new remake, Halo Campaign Evolved. As revealed in the novel Halo The Fall of Reach and its comic, a ship on Reach's Gamma Station contained information that could lead the Covenant to Earth. Master Chief, along with Spartan Linda, would board the station to try and purge this information. On the station, Linda and Master Chief would meet Johnson and his squad of Marines. All of them would team up and would drive the Covenant aboard the station away long enough to destroy this data, with Johnson and his Marines joining Chief on the Pillar of Autumn for Combat Evolved. Gamma Station is a playable location thanks to the map Condemned from Halo Reach's Defiant map pack. At B-Site on Anubis in both CS2 and CSGO, there is an inaccessible hallway that you can peer into. In the CSGO version, if you no-clip, you'll not find much in this hall. But in CS2, around the corner is a massive statue head. It appears that the head is supposed to have audio, though it seems the audio file was moved. In Chapter 1 of Portal 2, you'll exit an elevator and be greeted by this.
If the Earth is currently governed by a manner of animal king, sentient cloud, or other governing body that either refuses to or is incapable of listening to reason.
The Animal King that is mentioned and shown on the video screen is real, and is part of Gladys's turret opera at the end of the game. It even does the bass line for the song. The Perpetual Testing Initiative, the DLC that adds the non-hammer level editor, has new Cave Johnson lines that shine some light on the sentient cloud.
Before we start testing today, let's have our mandatory minute of silence in honor of Earth's governing body, the sentient cloud. Starting now. Good, right. All hail the sentient cloud. Begin testing. I've just been notified that one of our test subjects may have angered the sentient cloud by beginning testing early. Now, as you all know, the cloud has banned all camera technology. Hates getting its picture taken. So this will have to be on the honor system. Will whoever started testing early please go outside so they can be consumed by the cloud? Just a heads up that the cloud's still waiting. I don't think that thing's going to go away, so somebody might want to get out there. No! It came in under the door! It's leaching off all my skin! Ah! Excerpt there from one of our safety videos. Grisly stuff, very informative. Somebody doesn't get out there soon, we're going to have to do a lottery because believe me, if we keep that cloud waiting much longer, he's coming in under the doors and he will leach off all our skin.
At the start of Dark Carnival's second chapter, a conversation surrounding the Midnight Riders might begin.
Hey, the Midnight Riders. I used to love that band. Best pyrotechnics in the business.
I'll back you up on that. Hell of a show.
In one instance, Ellis will discuss an experience he had with the band.
Hey, the Midnight Riders.
Never heard of them. They any good?
Hell yes. I got all their albums. Even their new stuff that ain't no good. Best light show in the business, though.
Yeah, I saw him in 07, front row center. Lost my eyebrows.
This largely tracks with the firework display we see in the finale.